vibes. Thank you so much to the new subscribers and the returning subscribers. We value you, we appreciate you, and thank you for joining this channel and actually listening to our content. And the keyboard reactors, those that like our videos, we salute you. We thank you so much. Continue subscribing, guys. Continue liking our videos. Continue commenting in the comment section down below. And we continue with the series of this wonderful country that we always talk about. The land we all love. Today, I'm going to look at the people of Jamaica and why the Western people actually fears them. Did you know that the British people, the Spanish people faced a lot of opposition from a small group of people that were not equipped with any weapon of war, but they ended up giving in to this group of people? What am I talking about? I have started by taking you back to the colonial times, the slave times, the maroon times. The British and all the Western people have a reason to fear the Jamaica people because they are strong people, they are resilient people, they are hardworking people, they are determined people, they are people who do not take nonsense. They stand firm on what they believe in. They stand firm on their culture and their traditions and their principles. They do not allow any kind of disrespect, any kind of disregard, any kind of oppression. And that is why the Western have a reason to fear the people of Jamaica. Because they are not going to sit down and watch others or themselves being oppressed. I remember there is a time I listened to this lady that was talking about working in diaspora. And she said she loves working with the people of Jamaica because whenever they are oppressed, the Jamaican people will stand up and refuse that kind of oppression. They will say no to any kind of oppression. They will say no to any kind of disrespect. They will say no and stand firm with what they believe and what they are and what their country is about. And therefore, the Western people do not like people who are principled, people who are determined, people who are hardworking, people who are creative, people who will say no. And those are the Jamaican people for you. So we are going to go through some of the history of the people of Jamaica so that you can see there is a very great reason for the West to fear the people of Jamaica. I'm going to start with the people that fought against oppression, against disrespect, against being treated unequally. One of them is the woman we all know, a great, iconic woman, Nanny of the Maroon. Nanny was born in Ghana, and it is said she was not actually to be carried as slave. In other words, she was not a slave as she was coming out of Ghana. She actually volunteered to accompany the slaves to go to Jamaica with them because right away from the beginning, she had a plan to rescue the slaves on arrival in the Jamaican plantations. And therefore, Nana actually volunteered to accompany the slaves, just like I have said. You can imagine a woman volunteering to actually accompany people who are going to work as slaves. That shows a lot of resilience, a lot of determination, a lot of strong character and firmness, courage, and the spirit of fighting. And that is what we see with the people of Jamaica. The DNA right away from Nanny has gone through generations to the current generation. And I want to tell you the Jamaican people. You are not going to talk ill of any of their things. We saw the other day, this black American that happened to go to Jamaica, and she talked about the food of Jamaica being, what did he say? Being what? Yuckish. And the people of Jamaica could not keep quiet. They armed themselves and went straight away to him until he was forced to apologize. I love the kind of character the Jamaican people have. And therefore, Nanny accompanied the slaves to Jamaica. And the British people did not know that there is this great woman who is actually planning to make the Maroon people escape from slavery and be set free. So she started planning the conference, she planned the route, she planned the hiding place, she planned how to fight the British army through guerrilla wars. That shows a lot of creativity, which we have kept on talking about, the people of Jamaica being creative, being resilient, being hardworking, being courageous, and all that. And therefore, Nanny planned a way to escape, and they also planned a language to be communicating with, so that the British people do not understand their plan to escape. And within no time, the British were left short, mesmerized by a small group of people escaping from them with all their confiscated weapons and with all the technology they had. And the Maroon people went to the forest and started the guerrilla war. You can imagine a small group of people fighting people who are armed with pistols, with guns, and subduing them and forcing them to sign a treaty. Don't you think such kind of people are to be feared? Just small group of people fighting a large army with weapons and forcing them to sit down and sign a treaty? Of course, the British people had a reason to fear the Maroon people. And that is the genetic that the Jamaican people have. They have the genes to fight any kind of operation. The other day we saw the Chinese people arrived in Jamaica and started their constructions. And they thought that they can oppress Jamaican people through retro pay and delaying their salaries and refusing to pay them. And retro, without knowing, the Jamaican people were on the streets demanding for their rights, demanding for their pay, demanding for a pay increase. That is the kind of people Jamaicans are. And everybody has a reason to fear them. Because they are small. The population is small. It's a small island. But they tarawa. So, Nani and the Maroon people defeated the British army, and the treaty was signed and slavery ended just like that. It did not matter, because Jamaicans are brought up. They are trained by their parents how to stand firm for their rights, how to stand firm against oppression, how to stand firm against discrimination, how to stand firm against any kind of oppression. From Nani, we go to other great men in Jamaica who told the white people no in all what they were doing to oppress them. We come to Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey, we see him fighting for the African black people in the United States of America, and he continued to fight. Actually, he had to be arrested and put in custody because of fighting for the rights of the black people. He goes to the UK and fights for the same thing. He comes back to Jamaica and fights for the people. equality, fighting for the African people and the black people to be proud of who they are until his death. This is the kind of resilient, this is the kind of determination, this is the kind of spirit that the Jamaican people have. The spirit to say no to those that oppress them. The spirit to say no to any kind of oppression. It does not stop with Marcus Garvey or Nani. There was Paul Bogra. There was Miss Wu, who composed a lot of poetry to teach people about the language of the people of Jamaica. And this language has spread like fire. It is spoken. We saw the other day the power of patois. It is spoken. Actually, if you have not watched that video, I shot a video about how patois has spread above and beyond Jamaica. Patois is spoken almost all over the world because of great women, great people that were ready to talk about their language, that were ready to talk about their food, that were ready to talk about Jamaica, their country, with a lot of pride, with a lot of resilience, with a lot of courage, and tell the others how beautiful their island is, how beautiful their food is, how beautiful their language is. They have actually overcome boundaries. They have talked about themselves in the US, in the UK, in Canada. Jamaicans never cease to talk about themselves, to talk about their great land of Jamaica. And that is why Jamaica has become so popular. Though it is small, it is known all over the world. People appreciate the people of Jamaica. People recognize the people of Jamaica. I remember there is this gentleman, I think he was from Trinidad and Tobago, and he talked about that he could go to migration and tell them where he comes from, and he could not be cleared. But the minute he said he was from Jamaica, the immigration changed their narrative and started clearing him and started treating him with respect. Why should a small island like Jamaica command such a great respect, command such a great honor, command such a great popularity, command such a great recognition? It's only because the people of Jamaica have taught the world how to respect them, have taught the world who they are, have taught the world what they stand for, have taught the world about their traditions and their culture. You can imagine how these people have made their name to travel like fire, far and wide beyond every corner of the world. We saw that in Arab countries, Jamaicans are known. Their reggae music is played. Here in Africa, every corner of Africa, reggae music is the real thing. We also saw in Japan, there is the reggae festival. Every corner of the world celebrates Jamaican culture. This is a country to be feared. This is a country to be respected. This is a country that has spoken very loudly about who they are. The whole world has known Jamaica. And not even that. Can you imagine? Such a small country made a lot of impact when it came to fighting for independence. They are great people, great singers of Jamaica that came up and composed songs to convince the colonial masters to free Africans. Talk about Peter Tosh, Bob Marley, Jimmy Cliff. They've actually sang songs of freedom. I actually came across an article whereby Jimmy Cliff had a concert in South Africa during apartheid. And this concert Remember that during apartheid, the whites and the blacks could not mix. But this concert brought everybody on board. It was the first time the white and the black came together to celebrate the gift of music from a Jamaican called Jimmy Cliff. And not even him, Peter Tosh actually performed. He had a concert in Lesotho. And this concert was attended by the white and the black. It is the first time that this great man taught the whites that you can mix with blacks. The blacks are also people. They are to be respected. They are to be honored. They are to be valued. And therefore they set a concert in Lesotho by Peter Tosh, and Jimmy Cliff set a concert in South Africa to prove that all humanities are equal. There is no privilege of those that are white and those that are not black. And therefore people came to recognize that the black and white can share the same platform, can share the same concert and enjoy the music. No country has had great influence in the whole world like Jamaica. A small country but talks loudly in every corner of the world. I also came across this Jamaican cricketer, Lawrence Lowy, who led a Caribbean cricket team in South Africa. And every race was represented in this cricket game. And this was actually a way to show the whites that the blacks and the whites can mix and apartheid should stop. Jamaica was in the forefront to fight against apartheid. A small country fighting for great countries in Africa. And they fought until the colonial masters had to listen to them and stop apartheid. Can you imagine such great influence, such great power that Jamaica has to convince people to come out of a country they have stayed for so long and respect them and come out and stop apartheid? Jamaica has played a great role in shaping British culture and music, language, and social dynamics. It does not just stop on fighting for people. It spreads its culture, its traditions, its behavior to other nations to actually eager them and copy them. I don't know whether the word copy is the right word to use. But that is the Jamaican people for us. They have influenced a lot of people in terms of music, and not forgetting athletics. Usain Bolt. The voice of Usain Bolt is felt all over the world. Until people shake when they see Jamaicans in the field. People shake when they hear Jamaicans talk. In UK, Jamaicans had to stop a riot. A small country demanding respect in the United Kingdom. That is what I am talking about, guys. You tell us not to talk about Jamaica. Why should we? They have taught us the tingo, that you can stand and say to people, I demand respect. I demand to be valued. This is what Jamaica has taught us, to value them, to appreciate them, to talk about them, because they have shown us that they have a lot to offer. Guys, today I will wind up there. Thank you once again for listening to us. Bye-bye. See you during the next video, and God bless.